Okay, now we will learn about the vagus nerve. As you can see, the transverse section as well as the external feature of the medulla oblongata showing its nuclei buried in it. So the vagus nerve has got the dorsal nucleus of vagus, the nucleus ambiguous. This is the nucleus of the tractus solitarius, and this is the spinal nucleus of trigeminal nerve. Now we have learned the various components. Now let's have a revision along with the branches. So see, this is the auricle along with the external auditory meatus and the tympanic membrane. From here, the auricular nerve, which is a branch of vagus, is taking sensations, and the meningeal branch that is going to supply or taking, I would say, sensory innervation to the dura mater of posterior cranial fossa, and these both branches takes the journal somatic afferent fibers and this green one and taking them to the spinal nucleus of trigeminal nerve. They carry the touch, pain and temperature sensations as journal somatic afferent, one of the functional component or sensory component as the letter A is showing it. Okay, then we have got another functional component that is taking information from the various viscera of the pharyngeal area, even the larynx, and deep into the thorax and the abdomen, right? All these branches through the pharyngeal branches of pharyngeal plexus, taking information and carry the journal visceral afferent fibers, and this blue color is showing that these fibers are reaching up to the nucleus of the tractus solitarius, right? Now concentrate that we have got special visceral afferent fibers, the third component of sensory fibers, right? They are taking taste sensations from the posterior most part of the tongue, as this is tongue, right? Posterior most part of the tongue, the epiglottis, and of course there is vallicula on both sides. This red color nerve fiber are special visceral afferent, and they are reaching up to the nucleus of the tractus solitarius, right? Okay, now come towards the efferent component of the vagus nerve. So let's see, this is the dorsal nucleus of vagus, which is mixed one, having the parasympathetic, motor, and of course sensory fibers in it, right? So being parasympathetic, it will be supplying as a visceromotor and the secretomotor fibers. Now you can see the fibers that are making the functional component, the journal visceral efferent, right? So they are supposed to supply the muscles, or you would say the glands of the larynx, you would say pharynx, and the thorax and abdominal area, right? Okay, now you have to concentrate that there is the nucleus ambiguous. From here, the special visceral efferent fibers, these shown in the green color, are supposed to reach towards the palate, larynx and pharynx. And why they are called as special visceral? Because these organs have got musculature that are supposed to produce the speech and I would say phonation. So they carry the special visceral efferent fibers in its functional as a functional component, right? Okay, now you can see there is the carotid sinus and carotid body. They give rise to fibers, and they also carry the journal visceral afferent fibers, and they join the respected nerve component and reach up to the tractus solitarius, right? So this is how we can learn the map of the nuclei buried in the medulla oblongata, various functional components as afferent and efferent as well, and number of branches. So let's just name the branches of the vagus nerve. You learned first the meningeal branch, then the auricular branch, okay. Then you learn about the branches that take part in the pharyngeal plexus. Pharyngeal plexus also takes contribution from the ninth cranial nerve and from the major part from the 11th cranial nerve. They are supposed to form pharyngeal plexus. They also carry the sympathetic fibers from the superior cervical sympathetic ganglia, and being placed here give rise to supply to all the organs. Okay, then you see that there is another branch of the vagus nerve which is called as the superior laryngeal nerve, and that will be divided into the external laryngeal nerve and the internal laryngeal nerve. The external laryngeal nerve will supply the cricothyroid muscle and the inferior constrictor, and the internal laryngeal nerve is going to supply the mucous membrane up to the true vocal cords, right? Okay, now we can see that there is a carotid sinus branch of the vagus nerve that is supposed to supply the carotid sinus or the carotid body. They are supposed to act as a baroreceptor and chemoreceptor to sense changes in blood pressure and oxygen and carbon dioxide concentration, and the fibers in the carotid sinus nerve travel and join the general visceral afferent fibers to reach the nucleus of the tractus solitarius, right?